What's up, guys? We are here with the 6th round of the Brooklyn Premier Challenge over here in New York City. Walter Morales is the opponent on top. Anthony Rossano, who I'm currently trying to get the name of, is on the bottom. I'm going to do that in a sec. But both players are 4-1 right now, so the winner of this match is guaranteed to make it into the top 8, and the loser still has a chance of, according to opponent's resistance. Both of these players are definitely not as well known as some of the world caliber players around here, so I'm actually very excited to see this match. Two players that we have not gotten to feature very much around here. Wally here has Cresselia, Hariyama, Mawile, Heatran, Gengar, and Braviary, which is already a very interesting team to me. And Anthony's team, which you do not see, has Kangaskhan, Gengar, Landorus T, Absol, and he's already locked in his team, so I actually don't know what his last two are. I believe Azumarill is one of them as well. So this is going to be a really interesting match because we've got a Braviary and an Absol, and those already are Pokemon that are not very common in VGC 15. Now Walter here definitely has a Trick Room aspect to his team. I think Hariyama immediately kind of says that. So we'll see if he tries to go for the Trick Room or not, as the Gengar actually comes out, and the Braviary. Those are the two Pokemon that don't look as Trick Roomy on Walter's team, as Anthony here goes with the Kangaskhan and the Gengar. So immediately, the Gengar mirror match. Gengar really one of the most popular Pokemon in VGC 2015 due to its ability to just disrupt the opponent. So right now we've got the Gengar mirror match. Now Kangaskhan and Gengar are both Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, and Anthony Mega Evolves the Gengar, so there's a very good chance we're going to see a Perish Trap team right here. The normal Kangaskhan and Mega Gengar combination is a very popular strategy, especially over in Japan. Japanese players tend to like it. We do see the Disable come out, but it is slower than anything else, so Kangaskhan actually outspeeding the Kangaskhan and the Gengar, so that Brave Bird is going to bring that Kangaskhan to under 50%. That is huge for Walter, and Trick Room goes up, so it is a complete Trick Room team with Gengar, using as one of the Trick Room users as well. I think one good example of Gengar as a Trick Room user was on World Champion Nikolai's in Seniors Division. He did use a Gengar with Trick Room. It often catches players off guard. A lot of the times you see Gengar, you're like, oh, it's max speed, so when you do reveal that Trick Room, it's really, really helpful. And that Braviary is actually going to be able to go first, so this is really, really good for Walter right now, as he's going to be able to just KO that Kangaskhan. So perhaps overextending there, Anthony, in the first turn, because he did not really get to pull off the strategy he wanted to, and Gengar just goes for a Shadow Ball. That's going to come out. How much does it do to the Gengar? Doesn't knock it out, but brings it down to 21 HP. Gengar gets the Power Song up, but it might be a bit too late right now. I mean, of course, he's still got a couple of turns to take advantage of, but the best thing Walter's got going for him right now is, like, Gengar is actually not affected by Perish Trap, or the lock, I should say. So Gengar can easily switch out and get rid of the current lock. Gothitelle does come in as well. Gothitelle, of course, often used to set up Trick Room, or to really tickle. Good example, Goth was one of the most popular Pokemon in the VGC 2014 World Champion, or 14 World Championships, also on World Champion Sage Jump Park's team. Walter's going to want to get rid of that immediately, switching out the Gengar into Hariyama, so that is not affected by the Perish Trap now. Gothitelle does go for a Protect. What does Braviary go for? Double Protect here, so one of the ways you play with Perish Trap is you just set up your Perish Song and then you protect your Pokemon, but it was a good switch there by Walter. You get rid of the Perish Song immediately, and Gengar is a fantastic Pokemon to have against Anthony's team. So this is a pretty important turn, I think, because Braviary obviously can just Brave Bird and knock out the Gengar, so that was a really clutch Trick Room there. But still not over. I think Walter definitely came out of the first couple of turns positive, and things are looking really good for him. But at the same time, it's far from over right now. So we'll see how this plays out, as Gengar is going to switch out. So we'll see what the last Pokemon is. It looks like it's going to be the Azumarill. Azumarill also a Pokemon that gets access to Perish Song. Knockoff does go into the Azumarill slot, so that's going to get rid of its item, but it does not do very much damage. However, it does get rid of a Citrus Berry. Brave Bird does come out here for Braviary. Probably target down Gothitelle. Yep. Does over 50%. That Braviary is just doing so much damage right now. As we see Tickle come out. One of my favorite moves on Gothitelle. Tickle, of course, was run on Sage Jump Park's team, but that actually activates Defiant. That was not really a great play. That Braviary is sitting at +3 attack right now because of the Tickle. He might have forgotten that Tickle actually increases, or that the Braviary gets access to Defiance, so there was no benefit there. Though Aqua Jet maybe can KO now, we'll see. But the right play for here right now for Anthony is just to double protect, as he does. So I'm not really sure what that tickle was there to do, but at least the Braviary gets knocked out here by the Parasong. However, the main issue right now is, you know, we might see Gengar come in and Gengar can just sludge bomb the Azumarill. Things aren't actually looking too bad right now for Anthony because he could actually potentially set up another Parasong with this Azumarill. If he were able to get a second Parasong up, that would actually be really, really bad for his opponent. But this is coming down to the wire. Couple of questionable plays, I'd say, from the beginning, but one of the merits of using Parasong is you do give yourself a bunch of options. So Gengar does come out now, and good chance we're going to see an attempt to see another Parasong come out of that Azumarill, and there's no doubt in my mind Azumarill has Parasong. The real question is, will his opponent allow or KO it before it does anything? Maybe Gengar has Taunt. Nope, it goes straight for the Sludge Bomb. That is going to target down Azumarill. Is it enough to knock it out? No, it's not. Brings it down to 29 HP. Gothitelle just going for a Psyshock onto the Gengar that shouldn't KO. Yeah, just with a sliver of HP. And he does actually manage to get the second Parasong off, and that is crucial. Who does Hariyama, however, target here? Targets the Colbur Berry Gothitelle. And that's not enough to knock it out. Wow. Wow. That was a really, really clutch Colbur Berry there. I think had Gothitelle gone down, it would have been a difficult matchup. It is actually looking not bad right now for Anthony's opponent, just because you got the Parasong lock. We don't know the Azumarill's moveset, because a normal Azumarill could Aqua Jet, and it could play rough. But you know, this is a Parasong, a Perish Trap Team Azumarill, so if it doesn't have those common physical type attacks that we see on normal Azumarills, that might actually not be good, because right now, what Anthony wants to do is obviously spend the next couple of turns and stalling out to make sure he can get that KO, but if he loses his Gothitelle, well, if he loses Gothitelle, Gengar would be able to come back in anyway to trap, but you know, Gengar's going to switch out here into the Mawile, a great Pokemon to have in here right now, because it's not like Azumarill or God can do very much. So that's going to intimidate the Azumarill should it choose to go for a play rough. We're going to see the Protect come out from God. Does Azumarill Protect as well? It does. Now, one thing that it's interesting to note is that last turn showed us Hariyama's actually slower, or as the Parasong falls down. So, I don't know. The fact that Hariyama is slower is important, because the way Parasong works is, for example, let's say this Azumarill doesn't switch out. Should Hariyama and Azumarill both feint to Parasong and the game end that way, Walter will actually end up winning it because it's based off speed. So that Mawile switching was fantastic, and now I think it looks really, really good for Walter. All he has to do is Iron Head the Azumarill and knock off the Gothitelle, and there's nothing he can really do to prevent this. Anthony does stay in with both Pokemon, and given that we saw a double protect last turn, I think it's going to be game here, as there's really not much he can do right now. But we do see the Tickle come out. That's going to target down the Mawile, but there is no merit in using that at this point because Mawile kills everything, but the dive comes out from Azumarill. Okay. As Mawile gets the Iron Head up, he targeted the Azumarill, but of course knockoff comes out. That's going to knock out the Gothitelle. So, 3-2 now.
Dive Azumarill.
And let's see. Yeah, as Hariyama is going to feint in the next turn, but the thing is, Azumarill is going to feint as well. So there's no way really for Anthony to pull out with this one. Even though the dive was a clever play, I don't think it really did very much. It's not going to be able to do very much. Because all he can do now is just Iron Head Gengar, and that's going to be game. So, we're going to see Hariyama and Azumarill both feint this turn, but that's, you know, with 2 Pokemon for Gengar to deal with, even using Shadow Ball, it's not going to be enough. Mawile's going to protect here just to avoid any potential disable shenanigans, as Dive is going to go into the Mawile. I mean, that doesn't really matter. No, dude, it really doesn't. As Azumarill here is going to feint, and Hariyama is going to feint as well. So that's going to be game, as Gengar cannot deal with an opposing Gengar and Mawile at the same time. I feel like Anthony, like from the first turn on, that disable looked really poor, and the Braviary did so much damage to the Kangaskhan, you know, just being able to KO it in 2 hits. So now, there is not very much Anthony can do. He can try to KO one of the 2 Pokemon. He does go for the Shadow Ball. but Ironhead's going to come out, and Mawile is just going to be able to knock out the Gengar. So, well-played game on both ends, but I feel like Walter was one step ahead the entire time, as Ironhead does come out, does knock out the Gengar, and we will see this Trick Room Gengar Braviary team advance to top cut. Of course, Anthony still has a chance of making top 8, but Walter guaranteed a top 8 finish. So, well done to him, and a interesting matchup there for the last round of today. It's cool to see all these unique team and Pokemon feature, definitely, but that is going to conclude the Swiss rounds of this tournament. We will be doing best of 3 play very soon as everyone finishes their rounds and we determine the brackets. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes with the top 8 bracket, and then we'll be doing best of 3 commentary there as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll be back in a bit. See you guys.